This is the Marvel Legends Infinite Series, Thanos Build-A-Figure, Avengers Age of Ultron 6-inch Iron Man, Mark 43. The figure is part of the second series of Marvel Legends figures for 2015, and it is a movie figure from the Avengers 2 Age of Ultron movie coming soon. Man, I think this is one of those figures that, because I'm a big Iron Man fan, I had to pick up, despite being yet another Iron Man figure. And here is the case assortment. This guy will tend to be a peg warmer, I believe, because there's two in a case, and Hasbro still thinks that kids are going to buy these Marvel Legends. Maybe they will, but they already made it clear that Marvel Legends are for the more mature collectors, and yet they still keep the assortment as though it's for kids. There's two in a case for this one. The Hulk I can perfectly understand, because there's not a lot of good decent Hulk figures out there that a lot of collectors, that nitpicky collectors buy and will accept. But there's a lot of Iron Man figures, so I would have appreciated if they just gave just one Iron Man figure in the case, and maybe two Spider-Woman figures, or two there's two Hulk figures, maybe two Spider-Man figures. No, I'm sorry, two Iron Man figures. I think would have been okay. Definitely not two Batroc figures. Okay, so anyway, the figure comes with Thanos' left leg, so we'll try and do that later. We'll build Thanos later. And he comes also with an interchangeable head. We'll put this on him later. The unmasked, the flipped up mask version of the head sculpt. And essentially, this figure, if it looks so familiar, and as is in the movie, I thought when they first showed the Mark 43, I said it was like, oh my gosh, it's the Mark 42 painted in better colors, because this one I thought was just way too gold for me. And I'm guessing that the new Mark 43 will not have that modular break apart feature anymore, but instead we'll have more features like the Hulkbuster. It interacts with the Hulkbuster. And I was kind of hoping they would do an Iron Man figure that would actually fit into the Marvel Legends Hulkbuster, but I doubt it. If you want something like that, you'd probably go for Hot Toys or something like that, or another figure. But anyway, it's essentially the same figure. And then, Hasbro loves to milk the figure molds. And that being said, I think they still did a wonderful job with this figure, because they released this in the Iron Man 2 Marvel Legends, and I think they gave this one better paint apps. And when I looked at the movie, I was like, oh my gosh, just reverse colors. And to a certain extent, that's really the case. But instead of painting a lot of the pieces red, they molded the pieces in that red flake metallic, slightly metallic but flake plastic, which is really, really nice. I mean, I'm sure in the movie it was a lot more glossier than this, but for an action figure to look good on the shelf, I think this was a good choice of plastic. And I was very, very pleased with it. Now, paint apps for the figure, not as bad as I thought it would be. The Captain America, the Spider-Woman, and Hellcat figures had worse paint apps. This one I was pretty surprised that I was able to pick one easily that had decent enough paint apps. There were some that had bleeding, scratching here and there, but there were a lot of these figures that had very good quality control on them. So very, very nice. I just wish they gave him more hands, since this one had several hands. But this one, I think, I'm not sure anymore. But I wish they gave him another fist, maybe another open palm like that, instead of like this, like the Kung Fu claw grip, just an open repulsor blast hand. I wish they gave him that. But you know what, it's fine. You can pop off the head and replace it with the Tony Stark head, kind of in his dreamy mode. I'm not a big fan of this. I was hoping that Hasbro would someday come up with just a removable faceplate. It would reveal the head. That I think would have been better, and then they could have used the extra plastic for hands. But anyway, so paint apps are great. Sculpt is great. Articulation has got a ball jointed neck on a hinge, ball jointed upper torso, ball hinge shoulders, biceps swivel, double jointed, double hinged elbows, ball hinge wrists that go in and out swivel, ball jointed hips, thigh swivel, double jointed knees, ball hinge ankles with the rocker joints. All in all, I'm very pleased with this figure. I might be biased with my grade, my rating for this figure, but I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. I just love the Iron Man movie figures, and this is one of those that, you know, I was glad that wasn't short packed, or you know what, that I'm glad collectors weren't really after this one, because I was very happy. I didn't have trouble finding it, or that hobby shops would jack up the price for this one. You know what? You know. So very, very nice. Good job, Hasbro. So I hope you've enjoyed this video review. If you did, please click the thumbs up icon at the bottom. Don't forget to share, subscribe to this channel, Chefatron. This is the channel I do all my video reviews for Marvel, Transformers, Star Wars, G.I. Joe, and whatnot. Chefatron on YouTube. For Twitter and Instagram, it's on FX France. Twitter, I post my toy hauls, and Instagram, I post my toy sightings. This has been the Marvel Legends Infinite Series, Thanos, Build-A-Figure, Avengers Age of Ultron, Iron Man Mark 43. Thanks for watching.